Okay, what is up, guys? I think I'm live. I've never gone live before, so I'm not exactly sure how this works, but yeah, let me know in the chat if like audio and whatnot is okay. Um, Today I just wanted to, attempt to go live on YouTube, talk to you guys a little bit, get a little interaction with the people, and kind of do this little AWS service tournament here. So just kind of see what the vibes are with these different services. The format I want to do is kind of talk through the key features of each service and like I think it's like good or bad or what about it, and then we can kind of I don't know, maybe I can figure out how to do a poll or something, and we can kind of talk through if we think it's good or not. And if you guys have any questions at any time about anything, your own system design, anything like that, we can go through and like do those designs for you and consider trade-offs and whatnot. So cool. Alrighty, let's get started then. The first matchup. So this is a completely randomly generated bracket, and I didn't really expect EC2 and Lambda to be going head to head right off the rip, but all right. So for those who don't know, EC2 is basically the most basic AWS offering. Like pretty much all AWS services are built on EC2, including Lambda. So a lot of people consider it kind of like GOAT. It's basically like just a virtual machine that you can run whatever you want on. You can run like a Docker container, although there's better services for that. You can host an API. You can do whatever you want, right? So EC2 is kind of like your flexible all-around service it's pretty solid. Now, next we got Lambda. Now, Lambda, okay, if you guys watch my videos, you definitely have seen a ton of Lambda. It's one of my personal favorites. It's fully managed, completely serverless, so you don't have to worry about like updating your OS or anything like that. You literally just plug and play. It's best used for small functions, and I think the most common design you'll see with it is like, let's see, you have like a Lambda, you have API gateway. Give me that. Oh wow, nice size here. And then Dynamo. This is like the most, wow, we got DAX. Get out of here, DAX. This is like the most common setup that you'll see for like simple APIs. Your Lambda performs your service logic, your API gateway forwards requests, and then your DynamoDB stores your data. So if you guys want to build like a simple like CRUD API or like try a basic project in AWS, this is a really, really nice and easy one to start with. So yeah, EC2 versus Lambda. For me, it's Lambda. This might be a hot take, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyone have any opinions on this before I just call it? Okay. I'm going to give it to. I'm gonna give it to EC2. It's more versatile. Oh, I just crashed my Lucid chart. Thank you, Lucid chart. Okay. It's more versatile, even though I like Lambda more personally. It's just EC2 is just a goat. Alrighty. S3 versus RDS. So S3 is I love S3. S3 is not a database, but it is a service from AWS where if you want to store like literally anything that isn't data, like text-based data, then I think S3 is your go. And you can even put like text-based data. Like say you have some giant, like say you're running a law firm and you have like reports or anything of that kind. S3 is where you'd want to put that, right? Like just huge like text files, PDFs, docs, whatever you want, S3. And then RDS, this is the like AWS offering for like a relational database. So you could do like Postgres, you could do MySQL, you could do whatever you want on RDS. RDS itself is not a database. It's kind of like a common misconception, but you can pair it with a database and then, yeah, you do everything you can do with a relational database on here. If you want to do an AWS, there's also like Aurora, which is a relational database offering. But out of these two, I think like S3 is kind of the, yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of just the GOAT of AWS. Like if you want to just like store stuff and have it just work, it's better. And I think there are better solutions for relational databases. So we're gonna give this to S3. Why is SQS and IAM the same match? Dude, this is a randomly generated bracket, but that I feel like that match is gonna be quick. But all right, let's get to it. So SQS versus IAM. Okay. I love SQS. Like SQS, to me, SQS is like the hash map of system design, if that makes any sense. Like whenever you're in a system design interview and they're like, oh, but how are you going to handle if your service is getting DDoS or whatever, you can just like throw an SQS in front of it. Like standard architecture for this is like you have an API gateway. API gateway. And then instead of just like directly forwarding your request to Lambda, like this, right? This is before you have your SQS. Now we just put SQS in front of this, and your requests go into this queue. And then Lambda can pop requests from the queue as it's able. So now, like, even if somebody sends us 1 million requests in 1 second, SQS can like basically throttle those for us, and we're still not going to drop those requests. They'll eventually get processed. So this is just kind of like a pretty, it's just nice. It just works out really well. And SQS was also the first ever service on AWS, which I did not know that until I learned it, obviously. I feel like a lot of people think like S3 or EC2 would have been the first, but nope. Queues are just that important. So IAM, everybody hates IAM, kind of myself included. Can you still rate limit SQS? Yeah, I think you can. But like you don't, most of the time you wouldn't, right? Like you could just drop the request out of your queue, but I think the standard thing to do is you just put all the requests in your queue, right? And then like if you wanted to rate limit, you could do it at like the API level or whatnot. And then your API gateway would prevent requests from coming into your SQS queue. Okay. And then IAM is the AWS like authentication service. It's good, right? Like it prevents, or it allows you to, control permissions and whatnot. Like say, let's go back to old reliable. API gateway, Lambda. Let's just say we have like this, and then we have like Dynamo. Let's put this down here. Now, like before your Lambda can directly call Dynamo, you have to grant like your Lambda permissions to do certain operations on Dynamo using IAM. And then you can do this with like a policy, like something like this. Like, oh, okay, thank you, Lucid Chart. So in here we can have a policy like allow Lambda query, and then you do like the AR under your DynamoDB tables like US West Dynamo. And then you can also have like the GSI, right? You can have like whatever index you want your Lambdas to be able to operate on, and like all these permissions are controlled by IAM. Now the problem with it is, can you guys even see this right here? Okay, sorry, my bad. Move this up here. The biggest problem with this architecture is like, or not the architecture, just IAM is it's so confusing to just get IAM working right. Like there's so many senior developers and like engineers that I see who just have no idea how IAM works. They like ask permissions to get one of our APIs, and then they don't like configure their own API to let that API execute external APIs. So people just get confused. It's like a whole like running gag about like being confused about IAM. How is SQS charged? I want to say it's charged per request. The AWS website has pretty good, or like per thing in the queue, but I wonder if it's charged for like how long items are in your queue. Because like if you have 1 million items in your queue, and they're just sitting there and you're not processing them, like the AWS compute has to pay for all that. So I assume there's some caveat for that. The AWS website has pretty good documentation on the billing. Have you guys? There's like the AWS cost management website and like the calculator that can like tell you exactly how much stuff roughly costs. It's kind of a pain in the ass to use, not gonna lie, but it gives you decent estimates. Out of these two, this to me, this is a no-brainer. SQS is way better than IAM. Like it works. It's a great, like for any system design, like you got to be pulling out SQS. Like it's honestly, it's goated. Anyone disagree? All right, we'll give it to SQS. Good. Yeah, this is honestly, if you're working on like a personal project or like anything, SQS is a great service to learn. It's a really good one to have on your resume. Like it's just awesome. Okay. SNS versus DynamoDB. So I assume, I guess I'll go a quick overview of SNS. So SNS is simple notification service. This is kind of like the bread and butter of event-driven design on AWS. So basically, like if you guys are familiar with like a pub sub model or like something like that, SNS allows you to like publish things to a certain topic, right? So like, let's just say this is a topic. Let's just say like, let's call it orders. Imagine this is like a food ordering app. Once again, I know, so creative. Then like you can you can have like a Lambda function, like create events through SNS, right? And those will go into orders. And then you can have like order 1 taco. This can be like your event. And then now you can have subscribers that can like see this and be like, oh, somebody ordered a taco. Let me go like send an email to a chef or whatever, right? And now this chef is notified that there's an order for a taco. And so that's kind of just like very simple example, but yeah, you have these SNS topics, you publish events to them, and then users can get stuff from those events. So it's super nice when you like are just doing event-driven architecture on AWS. There's also Event Bridge, but yeah, I'm a big fan of SNS. I think it's good. Now I'll just move this down here for a bit because we don't need that anymore. Let's talk about Dynamo. I'd assume most people are familiar with DynamoDB. It gets kind of a bad rap because it's so expensive, right? Like if you're not working in big tech, if you're doing a personal project or something, DynamoDB is like. So, okay, SQS is more, or yeah, I'll read the question. So how is SQS different from SNS? Basically, SNS is like, you push events to topics and then things can like read from those topics, right? So it's like, it's more for like notifying people of events. SQS is more for like queuing events so you don't drop one. And a super common architecture is you combine SNS with SQS. So you like get these events coming in, right? And then you put them into a queue. So like you get events from SNS. Then they come into SQS. And then you process them with Lambda. So here it's like event-driven architecture, right? You're getting events from other services. Then they go into this queue. So you don't like throttle them or anything. And then you process them all with Lambda. So it's a pretty like, this is like the bread and butter of event-driven right here. Okay, DynamoDB. So it's NoSQL, it's key value, it's fully managed by AWS. I spend so much time working on DynamoDB. Like this is probably, I guess between DynamoDB and Lambda, that's like where I'm like the most of an expert. But yeah, DynamoDB, it's nice because you don't have to like manage anything, right? Like it's just 100%. If you want to like configure it or like do anything, all you're really doing is adjusting like your table limits. Like, okay, I need more read capacity units. I need more write capacity units. DynamoDB is good if you have like read heavy access patterns and you want like low latency requests to fetch like a small amount of data, even if you have a large table, right? So I could have like this huge table. Let's just call this like restaurants. You have like Taco Bell, Burger King, Five Guys. And then imagine I have like 100,000 more restaurants. If my most common access pattern is like get one item from this table by name. So like get restaurant by name, right? And even if there's 100,000 items in this table, this get restaurant by name call is super fast. And I have to know the name of the restaurant, right? So I pass in like Taco Bell. Now, and this gives me like extremely low latency, like not single like digit millisecond latency, but extremely low latency on this request. Now, the problem for like DynamoDB and NoSQL comes when you want to do like complex joins and whatnot. So like say I have this table, right? Now I have table users or whatever. And this has like Bob, Ryan, I don't know, some other name, John. And you want to like join this information. Like I want to see every single time Bob ordered from Taco Bell. This is now like very bad. Like you do not do joins on NoSQL. Like doing a join on two DynamoDB tables is like the equivalent of writing like an n-squared algorithm on like a DSA interview, right? So what you would actually do in this case is you would just merge these two tables. So your restaurants and your users would be the same. And this is like a standard like NoSQL table design that, and like the first time you see it, I remember when I like read through the DynamoDB best practices documentation, I was like, yo, this is actually like completely cooked. Like if you look at a NoSQL database design that's like good design and you're used to SQL, it looks like so hacked. And you can also do like denormalization of your data. Like you can duplicate data across multiple things in your table to like achieve better performance and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of my mini DynamoDB rant. if you guys have questions about Dynamo, I'm more than happy to yap about it. To me, between SNS and Dynamo, I think I'd go Dynamo. This might be a hot take. I don't know. I mean, SNS is obviously really good. And if we go SQS, then we're going to get the SNS versus SQS matchup next, which could be kind of interesting. Anyone have any thoughts, or are they going to let me get away with the Dynamo? I'm thinking Dynamo. We're going to do it. Okay. Alrighty. Round 2. Oh, wow. This is a good matchup. EC2 versus S3. I kind of just want to go S3. Like, EC2 is good, right? But what does it give me past like a regular virtual machine? Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's EC2. Everybody knows it. And most people are okay with it, but it's expensive. You get charged for VPC. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen this. You know, you want to use EC2 instance, and then suddenly you get your AWS bill. You got this beautiful guy right here, VPC. Yeah, I don't know. The networking stuff on AWS is interesting. Like, if you don't know about like networking, which I think everybody should know about networking if you're a software engineer, like this is just completely confusing and completely cooked, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to S3. It's just so goated. It's simple. It works. Everybody likes it. Everybody knows it. Okay. SQS versus the glorious DynamoDB. To me, I think it's gotta be SQS. It has more use cases, right? Like, pretty much any design can benefit from SQS, unless like you're serving one TPS. Like, unless you literally get no traffic, there's no reason to not have SQS in there. Because I want to say that you don't pay for SQS unless it's in use. Let's see. Yeah, because I think you can just have your SQS sitting there, and unless you're getting charged for it. So you have the free tier. Wow, you can make 1 million SQS requests for free each month. That's pretty good. Wow. Yeah, SQS is goated. We're going SQS. Dynamo is good. I feel a little bit bad for Dynamo, but I think SQS just nailed the coffin. It's just all right. Now this is a good matchup. This is like, I want to say S3 was the second or third. 50 cents per million requests. Wow. From 1 million to 1 billion requests, or to 100 billion requests per month. 50 cents per million. That's interesting. And then if you have a priority queue or anything like that, that's wow. Yeah, that's good pricing, man. I cannot complain about that. Okay. S3. Yeah, I do think between these two, these are like two of the OGs, man. But I'm kind of thinking S3. Which service, when was S3 invented? I want to say S3 was like the second service. Yeah. FIFO standard is 30 cents. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to S3. Wow. What a goat. I don't think there's any other. It's interesting. I did the same tournament on TikTok live yesterday, and S3 also won. It just makes sense. Like, I had a different bracket, like different matchups, but yeah, S3 is just, it's just so good. Yeah. Interesting. Well, they don't have any questions or any designs they want to go over. I can also review resumes or talk about whatever. Yeah, S3 is a monster. I feel like my favorite S3 features, like, okay, aside from the fact that it literally has like insane durability, like it's infinitely durable. If you want to do a resume review, email me your resume and I'll pull it up. Here, there's my email. Send it over. I'll review it right now. But yeah, like the durability, I want to say it's like 10 nines of durability, which is like I'm pretty sure the entire Earth would have to go underwater before, like, you lost your data in S3, which is honestly just insane. And then I also love like the versioning. We use the versioning all the time. Like, it makes it so easy to just preserve backups of stuff you'd never want to lose. And it's cheap. It's like dirt cheap. Look at the S3 pricing. S3 pricing. And then of course you have your lifecycle policies and all that good stuff. Yeah. 0.023 cents per gigabyte. Like, imagine if Google Drive was this cheap. We should be using S3 instead of Google Drive. Oh, you work at AWS? Yeah. Yeah, it's, I don't even want to know how much like goes into just keeping this thing running. It's just, yeah. I mean, there's so many data centers here that have to power this bad boy. Are you on the S3 team or what? What part of AWS are you on? Oh, cool. We got this. We got this resume. Let's check this thing out. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty awesome, man. How's the on-call? I feel like everyone I know on AWS has like terrible on-call. Like, yeah, just atrocious. Okay, let's see if I can make this thing work. Okay, nice, nice. How do I move my head out of the way? Whatever. Okay, you can see most of the resume. Maybe I should like change the title of this live stream now that I'm just doing resume reviews. Can I do that? Okay, here. Nice. Alrighty, let's dive in. Okay, right off the bat, this is a little more white space that I'd like to see on a resume. Like, between your name, like you can have this, your information on the same line. Oh, okay. before I continue roasting you, I'll let you share the new one. I guess I'll keep going with this for now. That, dude, I was about to go in. Like, I was ready to cook. I'm not trying to like roast anyone. Obviously, I'm hoping that if I do a few resume reviews, it can be constructive and like useful for everybody. I mean, my first resume, dude, it was atrocious. I might roast my own resume sometime. I literally, it was like blue, like it had like colors, and like half the screen was like the left side was like a separate deal. It was terrible. Yeah, I did not like it at all. Okay, we'll continue roasting this until you send the new one. Yeah, I have there's a resume template I really like that I use now. It's I have it in my bio on Instagram just because I think it's good. Honest, and it's like, it's funny. I think people get trapped in like this thoughts of like, oh, my resume needs to be unique or stand out or whatever. It's like, no, your resume just needs to be able to be scanned, and it needs to be like standard. Like, people want to see the same format, easy for machine learning. Okay, here's the new copy of the resume. Boom. Get this bad boy over. Okay, did I just like nuke this? I feel like I did. Okay, here we go. Nice. How can you have so much knowledge on AWS? What are some good resources to learn about designs with near hands-on experience? Yeah, learning about designs is tough. Like, literally, it's, I studied design a lot, and then I definitely didn't get really good at it until I started working at Amazon. Like, once you go into like these design reviews and you see like the kind of stuff, like what works in real life, what designs like don't scale, which ones do, and all that, it just becomes so like, you become enlightened. But I think to learn about designs with near hands-on experience, there's a company called like Nextwork. If you look at them on Instagram, they're pretty cool. I really like their AWS stuff, and they have a YouTube channel where they do like full like 2-hour videos designing services and whatnot. I think like, yeah, just building projects is like the best way to do it though. And honestly, like AI has gotten okay at system design, like not great, but if you ask it like, hey, how can I like create this? You can like read it, and then I like to get the AI design and then go over to Reddit and look at people who've like done the actual design or like a similar one. So like I was trying to design like a scheduler yesterday, and it was like it was interesting because there's so many different like things to consider. Like, oh, do I use step functions? Do I use Event Bridge? Do I host a cron server on EC2 or whatever? And it's just like there's so many ways to do a system design, and there's no right answer, right? Like whenever I make my designs, it's a possible solution out of like an infinite amount of solutions. Like for anything, you can always do it on EC2. You could always I could host a server on my PC that I'm streaming on right now. You know what I mean? And make an API. Have I tried designing without AWS? Yeah, I've done designs without AWS. It's like at work we just use AWS, so that's what I'm like super familiar with, which is why most of my like content on social media is centered around AWS because I just know those services like the back of my hand, and it just kind of works. But yeah, I'm thinking about incorporating more like open source designs, things you can like because anybody that has a laptop or a PC, you can literally spin up a server and start host your personal website if you want, right? Like so that's kind of cool. I might do some content around that. All right, let's take a peek at this resume. Is this like, can you guys read this at all? I think it looks semi-readable. Might be a skill issue on my end, but okay. Okay, good. I like that the thing that I was initially roasting you for is already fixed. Like a lot less white space up here. You moved your email, phone number, whatnot to the same line as this. Okay. I will say locations. Putting your location on a resume is like it's good and bad, right? Because if somebody wants to hire you and they're not in India, now you have your location on there. So like what I like to do, I don't know if this is like bad practice, but I just change my location to wherever I'm applying, right? Like if I'm applying for a job in Austin, my location's Austin. If I'm applying for a job in SF, my location's SF. And like it just makes it a little easier just to kind of get that through. So okay. Here's your professional summary to leverage expertise in back-end and full stack development, spearhead innovative software products that disrupt traditional approaches. And my hot take on professional summaries is that they're largely useless. Unless like this sentence, like no offense, this just reads like you went to ChatGPT and said like what are some buzzwords I can put in like my professional summary, right? Like and I used to have a professional summary on my resume and it read almost exactly like this because it's like what else are you gonna put, right? But yeah, I think the only reason to have this is if you don't have space for anything else, and you're better off having one more bullet point about something else because it looks like you have other experience like that like it looks like you have a lot of good experience. Not that we've got there yet, but like you have other stuff you could talk about. So I think this space is yeah. It's tough, right? Like to me, your appeal to HR should come in your like your professional summary, right? Like maybe you have a bullet point about how you like worked cross-functionally with another team and you came up with a solution to this problem that was like causing issues between two people or whatever, right? Like you can build your appeal to HR and your professional summary into your bullet points. At least that's how I like to do it. So let's look into the profile summary up here. So yeah, see, this is good. This is like what your profile summary should be, not this. So a highly motivated software developer with 2 years of back-end and full stack development, strong foundation in programming principles, system architecture. Okay, that's good. Microservice architecture, cloud services, including Lambda and SQS and database management. This is good. A lot of times I see people say they are proficient in AWS, which always pisses me off because nobody is proficient in AWS. Like I know a lot about AWS, and if somebody like asked me, "Oh, are you proficient in AWS?" I'd probably say no, because I know like 10 services like the back of my hand, but I don't know every single service, right? So like I like that when you say like cloud services, you're saying which services. This is good. And then when you're in an interview, like the interviewer can ask you about Lambda and SQS, like, "Oh, what's the default timeout limit for Lambda? Like, what's the max payload size?" And like you might know the answers to those questions. At least they're steered in the right direction. Database management. You can talk a little bit about what database this is here, right? Like you could say Postgres, you could say MySQL, you could say Mongo. You don't necessarily need to, but it is nice. Proven capability to rapidly adopt new technologies. Cool. Okay. Proven ability to independently architect scalable backend services using Java, Spring Boot, AWS. This is good. Java, Spring Boot. Spring Boot is actually goated. Like this is a really good like backend stack you have here. Resolve production issues and optimize system performance with a strong sense of ownership. This is kind of a nit. I see the way you're formatting this, right? And like your spacing size is inconsistent from line to line. And that's because like your editor is trying to get this like on the far right aligned, right? But yeah, it's a nit. Sorry, I'm just like, you don't want to see me like reviewing CRs. Okay. Independently architect scalable backend services. When you say like scalable backend services, like here you can throw in like a architect scalable backend services serving 1 million transactions per second or whatever, right? Like you can add a number here and resolve production issues. Like this is good. I mean, it's a little vague, but yeah, like if you went on call or something, you can mention that here. Like being familiar with on call best practices, on call hygiene is useful. Okay. Achieve success in driving significant operational improvements. Okay. I assume, yeah, ops load reduction, including 60% reduction of manual processing through an automation of foreign exchange deal generation, 15% decrease in database load via a user deactivation schedule. This is good. 15% decrease in database load. This is a good like metric, and it's also like very realistic. Yeah, okay. Currently working as a specialist programmer. Okay. We'll go down to your actual experience. So core competencies, requirements gathering, backend development. This is good. This shows like requirement gathering is a core competency. I actually kind of like it's not like a hard skill, but like this is super important for software engineers. Like you're going to be dealing with a lot of ambiguity. Backend of continuous CI/CD, continuous deployment integration. Okay. Project management execution, RCA. These are good. I assume you're not wanting to include like tech skills. Java 17. I don't think the version of Java matters here, but it doesn't hurt to have TypeScript, JavaScript, C++, Python, framework, Spring Boot, Node, Express, Angular, Git, Jenkins, Selenium, Docker, containerization. If you can get Kubernetes on here, I would. A lot of people look for Kubernetes. If you haven't used it, then don't. But yeah, it would be maybe a nice skill for you to pick up. Architecture, microservices, SQL, NoSQL, RESTful APIs. Okay, Lambda, S3, SQS, CloudWatch, authentication, authorization. There, if you did okay, that's fine then. Don't put it because as soon as you put Kubernetes on your resume, you're gonna get like some like 20, not 20, like 50-year-old dude who like lives in a brick house, like grilling you about Kubernetes, and you're just gonna be cooked. So like, yeah, unless you know it, don't put it. Cloud services. If you did cloud services, right? If you were configuring these manually in the console, don't put this. But if you weren't, you can list infrastructure as code as a skill for sure. So like Terraform or AWS CDK, Cloud Development Kit. Those are both good. If you used IAM, you use OAuth. Okay, cool. That's good. But yeah, I assume you probably use IAM even if you have OAuth authentication. Okay, so here's your org experience. When you say org experience, this is like university, or I guess I'm not exactly sure what this means. Mostly handled code level. Okay, makes sense. Spearheaded the design development of automated software modules, enhancing operational. Okay. Operational efficiency. This is like a trigger to me. When people say like enhancing operational efficiency, like this is word salad, right? Like this doesn't mean anything. And like this is a common I had this on my own resume at one point. So it's not like just you, but like enhancing operational efficiency. Like just delete this. Whatever you did, like if you reduced manual interventions, then just say you reduced manual interventions. You don't need to say enhancing operational efficiency. This is just like looks like you're writing an essay and trying to get your word count up. Engineer and integrated AWS Lambda for streamlined file processing, substantially improving data speed and accuracy. So if you did improve data ingestion speed and accuracy, how much did you improve it by, right? Like, is this like a 1% improvement, or did you like reduce the time by half? And instead of now paying for a server to run 24/7, you just have like it instantly running on Lambda, and then you're not paying during downtime, which is good. Okay. Developed a tailored Forex deal processing system for emerging market currencies, 25% increase in transaction accuracy, and 40% reduction processing. Okay, cool. So these are the numbers I was looking for in the prior bullet point. I guess I'm wondering like how is your data inaccurate, right? Did you have like bad logic in your code? Like to me, this isn't I don't know. Maybe you like reduce the latency and now you're getting more up-to-date data, so your transaction accuracy is better now. But this is kind of a weird metric to me. 40% reduction in processing time is good. When you say 40% reduction in processing time, because you're on the cloud and processing time costs money, now you can tie this to like a monetary like this saved us 40% cost, or we were able to handle the same amount of reports for 40% cheaper because like we have that processing time reduction, right? Because like, for example, Lambda is billed by the millisecond. So if you have like a number on here, like monetarily that you could share, or even just say a 40% reduction in cost, that's pretty good too. Design and developed a fully automated fork deal processing pipeline, handling 10,000 daily deals, 100% hands-free processing for deals excluding. Nice. This is really good metric. This whole sentence is good. It's specific. You have numbers in bold, and the deals are processed. Yeah, that's good. Improve forks by eliminating manual dependencies, 98% processing accuracy. Okay, so you have 0.02% failure, 85% reduction turnaround time. Okay, expanded global currency. You don't have the money. Okay. Implemented an automated user deactivation scheduler. Cool. So yeah, I assume you're just deleting database entries that are old, right? So that's good. This is a good database reduction, the database strategy. I did some similar at work. Cross-functional business teams. This is good. This is like your HR bullet point, right? 90% code coverage through JUnit test case implementation. So I assume these are unit tests. Unit testing is good. I feel like a lot of people come in to big tech and they don't realize that like unit tests are okay. So you set them like inactive. Okay, that makes sense. Like something like a lifecycle policy. Yeah, unit testing is good. If you did any integration testing, like for example in your CI/CD pipeline, right? You write your code, you commit it. Now this is a space where you could do an integration test before it gets deployed to prod. It's like you unit tested, but now we integration test. If you did that, that's huge skill. Like we look for people that know how to like write good integration tests and whatnot. Receives a quarterly award. Okay, nice. Big personal projects. This is basically garbage. I mean, this is good, right? Okay, makes sense. Yeah, like if you're gonna do a project, right? Like I would delete this big int and I would double down on the Pinterest clone, because here you're bringing in some extra skills that you didn't mention before, right? So like Spring Boot and Angular, like sure, now you're showing you're a full stack engineer. You have the front end, whatnot. So like my 2 cents of personal projects is I'd rather have like one personal project that's actually good and has like real scale than like something that's like you wrote like a function to do Fibonacci, right? Like I can just do like add LRU cache in Python and my like Fibonacci is pretty good. So like yeah, I would double down on the Pinterest clone, go 2 bullet points here, delete the big end, academic awards. Okay, nice. Honestly, overall, this is a really good resume. I like it a lot. I think you have good. Yeah, okay. If you're working on a personal project, then yeah, I would double down. You have a solid resume. Just a few minor nits from me. So yeah, nice, man. Let's check out this other one we just got. Let's see. Okay, let me make sure my screen sharing is working. Alrighty. Okay, I like this resume template. This looks similar to the one I use, which is good. So no professional summary. This is good. No GPA. I assume if I see no GPA on your resume, I'm assuming you had a less than like 3.5, which is fine, or even less than 3. Yeah. Speaking of ambiguity, when people use that word in respect to a problem, do they mean the problem has multiple edge cases or user flows? So when you're dealing with ambiguity, it's like it's super important, right? To me, ambiguity is like product comes to you and says like we want some feature, right? And you are in charge of gathering all the information about that feature and actually figuring out what the customer wants and delivering it. And no one's sitting there telling you like, hey, you have to build like a CRUD API using DynamoDB to get this done. It's literally just like you figure out that you need to build a system, what the requirements for the system is, and like, yeah, multiple edge cases, user input, all that fun stuff contributes to like what I would consider to be ambiguity in a problem. And that's like the more ambiguity you handle is like, that's to me, that's one of the things we like measure like scope with for an engineer, right? If you're like a new grad software engineer, we don't expect to deal with that much ambiguity. Like we're like, okay, deliver this function in this package with this existing infra, and you write the function, you deliver it, good, done, you're performing as expected. When you move from like junior engineer to mid-level engineer, now it's like, okay, I don't want to have to tell you that you have to write a function in this package. I want you to say like, okay, I need to write a function in this package. And then at the senior level, it's like, okay, we need to build a whole new service to deal with this. And then at the principal, it's like, we need a whole new org, right? It's like, that's kind of how the ambiguity scales up as you grow and roll. My GPA is, yeah, okay. That makes sense. My GPA was right around there. I honestly think like GPAs in software engineering are like overrated. Like you don't need a good GPA. I have no problem with not seeing a GPA on this resume. I think it's completely valid to invest more time in college in like leak code and personal projects than like, you know, grinding for exams and whatnot. Like exams in software engineering are stupid. Does asking too many questions show that I can't handle it? My interparty has a lot of ambiguity. So no, you want to ask questions. Some advice that I've been giving recently is like for new interns, because all the interns are starting like this week and last week. When you ask a question, like firstly make sure it's like a good question, right? Like you don't want to ask a question that like you could have looked up on like the internal wiki and found in like 2 seconds, right? And then secondly, like when you get an answer, like really take that answer and like internalize it and like understand it and save it for later. So like if it's something that's not obvious or it's not documented anywhere, like the only way to know how this is like some insane like website that nobody's ever seen before in their life that nobody has a link to, then like, yeah, that's just, you were never going to find that. What if a senior dev calls you dumb for asking that question? Then they're an asshole. Like, I don't think senior devs should be calling interns dumb for asking questions. Like, that's just like, yeah, I think that's stupid. I think that's bad engineering culture. Like literally when I was an intern, I don't think I knew what like Lambda was. I barely even knew what an API was. And I was like, I mean, I knew what it was, but I'd never even come close to building one. That's crazy. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's toxic. I don't think anyone should ever call anyone dumb for asking a question. Like, that's just, yeah, I don't know. I would not deal with that. But hey, some people like, you get people that are like they're just like that, right? Like their work style is they're just like straightforward, and if they call you dumb, it could just be that that's the way they are, right? And you can call them dumb when they ask you a question back. But I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with that. All right, let's dive into this resume a little bit. So, okay, so I'm seeing no work experience, which is fine. If you did want to get work experience, the best way to do it is probably undergraduate research. That's like the easiest, by far the easiest way to get like easy work experience when you're in college. So design and developed a fully responsive scheduling tool optimized for mobile devices, ensuring a seamless user experience across template screen sizes. Nice. This is good. Dude, during responsiveness is like so annoying, man. I was working on a project that I was like trying to make it responsive, and it was one of my earlier projects. It's just pain. You can on the last resume you saw where he had the key metrics in bold. I kind of like that. I haven't heard like an official opinion from a recruiter on it, but I do like it when like certain things are bolded, right? So like let's say you use like React Native to build this, right? Like you could bold React Native and you could bold some of your metrics here, so I could just quickly kind of look over it and get like a layman's view of like, okay, what has this guy done? What has he achieved, and what technologies does he know? Without having to scroll to some like technology section down here. But yeah, template screen size, dude, 10 screen sizes is nuts. Like how many iPads are there these days? Okay, what did I just do? Oh, I clicked on the link. My bad. Okay, we are back. So achieved 1,000 active. Dude, 1,000 active users is actually pretty insane. Like, yeah, this is really nice. I think, yeah, cool. You have this. When you have 1,000 active users, you can also talk a lot about like scaling and dealing with the complexity of having users on an actual service, and like what kind of monitoring did you have on the service, right? Like for example, let's say your service starts going down, or like when you do a deployment, how are you testing to make sure your deployments are safe and whatnot? Metrics and small scale products always come across as fake to me. Well, okay, so like active users is an easy metric. Other metrics, like I see what you're saying, right? You can literally easily like fudge numbers on a personal project. But yeah, like easy stuff to track is like, okay, my back end. Yeah, perfect. There you go. There's your dashboards. Done. You can say that. You can say like you watch the dashboards. Yeah, 99% uptime, high availability, reliability for end users. So your availability number is 99.9%. And then reliability for end users, like you say, no one's ever complained about it or whatever, right? Okay, scraped and processed 12,000 lines of JSON using beautiful soup, effectively transforming raw unit data. Okay. I don't love this bullet point. I like that you're saying you use beautiful soup. Everybody uses beautiful soup. It's pretty goated. I assume you use some other, like, did you use Selenium or anything in here too? Like, those are other good technologies you can mention. Engineered responsive and accessible learning platform utilizing. Okay, I would. You maybe put one bullet point up top that actually like says what it is a little bit more. Like, because you kind of read all these bullet points, right? And you get the impression that you built a pretty impressive product that had 1,000 active users, but maybe like one that's kind of like, whatever, accessible learning platform with this front end and just has 1,000 users. Like one bullet point that kind of high level says like exactly what this is and what it does. Because you kind of get it from like these bullet points, but it takes a while to understand fully what you've actually built here. And then like 40% improvement in page load times. Like what this is a kind of metric that like kind of comes across as fake, like Emmanuel was saying here. Like, because what are you benchmarking against, right? Like, what do you mean by 40% improvement? Was this an existing website that had like a lot of traffic and then you made a big improvement to it? And now we're getting 40% reduced time, or like did you like have it in testing and then you reduce time against itself? Like, but yeah, no, this is good. Like if it's just express routing, that like you switch to a lighter backend framework, like that can be good, right? Like it's like saying like I switched from Django to Fast API and now my APIs are 10 times faster. Like that's okay, based on a previous version. That's cool. Then maybe you add like one, like if you deployed this project and then you deployed a new version that had a 40% reduced load time. Okay. And then I would just indicate like which one of these like things actually gave you that load time. Like, are you doing like async work now? Like when the user clicks the page, instead of trying to render everything up front, like you're making an async call to like S3 to get a URL back and rendering the image on the next page later, or like whatever you actually did to increase that performance, that like highlight that a little bit more. Okay, developed a web-based learning platform to design sorry, I'm like running out of brain power. Develop a web-based learning platform designed to enhance user engagement by 30% and streamline the user learning experience through interactive AI-driven solutions. Okay, let me get a sip of this Alani here. That was good. All right. Enhance user engagement by 30%. Engagement is an interesting word. Not to like nitpick this too much, but like engagement could mean a lot of things. Is this like numbers of click on the page? Is this like amount of time somebody is like looking at your website, or like what does engagement actually mean here? So yeah, you could knit this and just say like enhance user time on website by 30%, or make this more clear, like exactly what engagement refers to. Streamline learning experience through interactive and AI-driven solutions. Okay. Now that I've read AI-driven, I'm looking for like some serious AI stuff here. Like I'm hoping you didn't just like import ChatGPT, but like that's what most people do. So integrated advanced AI-powered retrieval mechanisms enabling 3 times faster data retrieval. Okay. So is this like, okay, vector databases. I was gonna say I'm looking for like a vector database thing here. I would put this bullet point directly below this one. Yeah, okay. Because LangChain and PineConeDB is like, that's legit skill set, right? So like when I read this bullet point, this means nothing, right? Now I read this one, this is really good. So put this one right below the other one, because like dude, these recruiters are reading so many resumes a day. Like I might just read this, be like, all right, he did some AI shit. Now I see React as the next line. I'm like, he didn't do anything with AI. I'm not even gonna read this next bullet point. So bring this one up to bullet point number 3. Like this is really impressive. So built with React and Next.js 15, ensuring 100% responsive UI, 10 device types. This is redundant, right? Like I'm glad you did this, but you have the same thing. Like I already know you can do this from this one. So like if there's some other skill you want to highlight, like that other than you can build responsive UIs, because I already know you can build a responsive UI, right? So like if there's some other backend skill, like this handling 100 concurrent users is more useful to me. Okay. Implemented Flask for backend API requests. Nice. Flask is a good framework. Up to 170 daily requests. Firebase for secure auth. Nice. Firebase good. This is standard stack for like a project or like a smaller project. Yeah, okay. Leverize RAG with vector databases, Pinecone, LangChain to enhance knowledge retrieval, improving query accuracy response by 40%. Okay, so I assume before you had like RAG in place, your AI was hallucinating, and now once you have it, you're better off. That makes sense. Grok API, Llama achieving 90% accuracy in language understanding and supporting real-time AI interactions. If you yeah, you can also like you have a little bit of space to work with here. You could get something in about like experimenting with different models to try to find the best performance, or anything like that, like engineering system prompts and all that. Like it sounds kind of lame, like, oh, system prompt engineering, whatever, but like it's actually a pretty useful skill set to have. Like people that write good prompts are actually kind of starting to like stand out a lot right now. Also, I don't know if this does anything, but if you guys like hanging out in the stream, if you could like give it a like. I'm trying to get my watch time up on YouTube. Okay. Web developer. Develop user interfaces using modern JavaScript frameworks and HTML5, CSS3, and improving usability for clip projects. Yep. I'm a big fan of React. I think React is like the only framework that anybody should actually use. I mean, there's other ones, but React is goated. I've really been enjoying it recently. HTML5, CSS3. You already had Tailwind somewhere else in this resume, right? Or did I make that up? If you're writing vanilla CSS, bro, man. Okay. 10 plus weekly club meetings, discussing project progress, debugging issues, brainstorming new features with fellow club members. I think you can, this is good. I think you spin this into like worked on a cross-functional team with people that did different things. Like you use this as like your HR happy bullet point, right? So I would like put a little bit more, like leverage this a little bit more. I'm trying to think of like the exact thing, but like you could even like spin this as like you were doing like agile. Like you could say you had like weekly scrum, like you worked together with other engineers to debug complex issues on the cloud, and you surveyed customers to determine like the best possible new products for what you're building. Manage 50 plus code commits using Git and GitHub. Dude, it's honestly crazy that people don't know how to use Git, but literally people come in like and not know how to use Git. Like it's wild. Campus strategist, University of Alberta. Organize AI-focused initiatives at the University of Alberta, engaging 130 plus students, fostering vibrant AI community centered around Perplexity. Nice. Good old Perplexity. I'm a fan. Help showcase AI-driven products using Perplexity. 5 plus coding demonstrations. Highlights value. If you like if these coding demonstrations had like actual people show up, like say you had like 50 people come in to your coding demonstration or whatever, and like they were engaged, you can say that like you had 5 plus coding demonstrations to a total of 500 viewers who in turn like started using Perplexity. Languages Python, C Sharp. Okay. I assume you have React somewhere down here. Framework Track, Mongo Express. 10 people showed up regularly. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of tough. I mean, you could always say like, yeah, no, you could. I mean, 10 plus people showing up regularly. You did it 5 times, 50 people. That's a little. You don't need that number on there. Libraries, pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, scikit-learn, capitalized pandas. average nit. Nice. No, I think you have really solid experience overall, and I think this is a good resume too. You could, if you were really trying to milk it more, you could expand your margins just a tiny bit to like kind of eliminate a little bit more of that white space. And like for bullet points like this, where you have like one word on the next line, if you want to squeeze more out of your resume, you reduce like a weasel word, and then you can have another bullet point, right? Like same with this line here. But yeah, overall good. I think it's a great resume. I'm sure you'll be able to get a job with this as long as you can leak code. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, well, let me answer this question from chat. This resume has to be shown. Whoever cooked up this resume in like 30 seconds, hey man, props to you. This is pretty base. Okay, based on the market right now, do you think it would be smart to Yeah, dude, drop your resume. I'll cook it. Based on the market right now, do you think it'd be smart to try to switch companies or stay where I am right now to gather more experience? Dude, that's a tough question. I think to me, the smartest thing to do is don't leave your current job until you have something else lined up. Like I would, and it depends on how happy you are, right? Like if you have a good job, if you're making good money, like okay, just practice your lead code, practice your system design, apply externally, and then if you get offers, you get offers. If you don't, you don't, right? So like I wouldn't say like feel forced to move, but it never hurts to kind of explore your options and see what's out there. This resume is 10 out of 10, bro. Somebody send me a better one. I can't do this. See you two in chat. Dude, your resume is definitely good enough to get an internship. Where are you applying? Decent pay, but toxic environment. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's where you get stuck. Like, I know a lot of people that are in that same situation. Like, if I was you, right, I would. Canadian tech companies. Okay, that makes sense. For the decent pay, toxic environment, like just weigh within yourself how much the money means to you, right? Like I'm greedy. Like to me, the money's a lot. I can't even imagine taking a pay cut. Okay, there you go. So are you looking for a new job? That's interesting. Mostly perfect. Just got a new resume. Let's take a peek. Here we go. Get this other thing out of here. Yeah, dude, I'm surprised you can't get a job with that. That's just like that's crazy. But I would just make literally applying like tons. Like you cannot apply enough. Customize your resume for what you're working on and get referrals. Like getting referrals right now is so important. Like just go to your network, go to your friends and family, everyone you know, your friends' parents, find out where they're working and just get those referrals. That's like the most important thing right now, I would say. It kind of sucks because it's like it feels like you have to like have connections, but like try to make the connections. It goes so far. Like and like people want to work with people that are chill, right? So like if one of their buddies refers you to like their team specifically, it's like a hiring manager referral means so much more than a like just a general job referral. Like if you know the hiring manager, you know someone on the team, you are actually just you're mint. All right, let's take a look at this. So okay, right off the bat, like we go back to this resume, the formatting's better. So I assume the formatting here is probably cooked just because you like exported this in some format. But yeah, it's okay. It just looks a tiny bit sloppy, but obviously it's going to be processed well in like automated resume ATS. So that's good. Okay. Skills up top is interesting. I'd rather see, I guess, depending on how long you've been working, but I don't need skills on top. If you have good work experience, I'd rather see work experience on top. Certifications, same thing. Put them on bottom. Put them below your education. And I just go straight into experience. Like JP Morgan software engineer, this is a good job. You don't need to like hide this under like your AWS certifications, which probably nobody cares about. So JP Morgan software engineer, simplified document management with React Spring Boot. Nice. I like to see React Spring Boot here. Client-facing product and hosted on internal cloud, integrating. Develops client-facing product hosted on internal cloud, integrated on S3 bucket for security and accessibility document, 40% reduction in document retrieval time. Client-facing product and hosted on internal cloud. So JP Morgan has an internal AWS cloud, integrated an S3 bucket. There's a few like minor grammar issues in here. I would like put your shit through ChatGPT, but tell it not to like rephrase it. Just like fix minor grammar issues. You don't want to have your thing feel like it's AI generated, but you do want to clean up this a little bit. Like hosted on the internal cloud, integrated and S3 bucket for heightened security reasons and accessibility documents. I think you could rephrase this to say like created client-facing product, hosted on internal cloud, and move document storage over to S3, which resulted in a 40% reduction, like in document retrieval time. Like make it flow a little bit better, more like a star, even within your bullet point. Like, what did I do? Why was it good? What was the result? Okay. Reduce S3 storage overflow. Start an AI agency to make basic wrappers. Dude, that's actually goated. I was thinking about doing that. Like, I feel like it's kind of like the place to be right now. Unpaid internship. Yeah. Yeah. Like, honestly, it's not a bad time just to be like hacking AI stuff and just doing like AI consulting. Because these boomer companies, like, so many of these companies don't know anything about AI and they want to use it. It's crazy. Okay, so you move to S3, then you reduce your S3 storage overflow. Curated cron jobs automatically detect and remove expired variable documents from S3 storage, optimizing storage systems and by freeing up 10% of the current space. Okay, this is good. You could, like, if you use like S3 lifecycle policies or something, like, hey, I had my data in S3 and then I moved it to cold storage, which reduced the cost or whatever. If you had to keep your documents around for compliance reasons, stuff like that's good to mention. Curated cron jobs automatically detect. Okay, that's good. Optimized testing process. Updated current unit test, achieving. When you say achieving 70% code coverage, like what was it before, right? Also, 70% is not that good. Like it's not bad, but I want to see 90% code coverage. But you could say like updated unit tests, increasing code coverage by 40%. So now it's like, what did you actually do? Because with this, you could have been at 69% code coverage and now you're at 70, right? So who cares? But like if you increased it by 40%, you wrote a shitload of unit tests. Like that's pretty impressive. So update that. Adopted test-driven development. Nice. Dude, I like test-driven development as a concept, but I cannot get into it. It just seems like such a pain. I'm just like, I can't do this. I'm too much of a hacker. Result in heightened code quality, reliability, and quality assurance standards. Okay, result in heightened. Yeah. I think I prefer like bullet points to be one sentence. So like when you say updated current unit test, increasing, so like I would rephrase this to be like create new unit tests, increased code coverage by 40%, adopted test-driven development, which resulted in heightened code quality and quality assurance, which resulted in a heightened code quality, reducing like bugs in production by X%, right? So like whatever this code quality did for you, like maybe you can email it to me. My email's in the chat up above. If just to send me a resume. Improve front-end standardization. Migrated from React to Angular to align with company standards, resulting in a 30% reduction in onboarding time for new engineers. Nice. Dude, I hate Angular and I love React. And this is great. Migrations are actually so annoying. Like migrating code from one package to another is just the worst thing ever. Okay, Citrix software engineer, cost-saving PowerShell automation, create a PowerShell script. Oh, yes. You love to see this. I love shell scripting. TeamCity API. Oh, JetBrains, TeamCity. This is what my fiance uses a lot. Okay, in order to delete, shut down Azure VMs and resources associated with doing it. Yeah, this is really good. This is like the kind of stuff that's like underappreciated, but actually like really, really good. Stuff like this is super nice. Big fan of this data point here, and it's well structured, right? Like you're saying what you did and the exact results. Okay, model. Also, this could have been like an exponential. Like if you have shut down VMs that nobody's cleaning up, as you get like more and more and more of these VMs, it like exponentially increase your costs, right? Because one week you have 20 shut down VMs, next week you have 40, the next week you have 60. So like I guess it's linear increase, but it's increasing. So like your month over month savings could actually be more than like just shutting down 20 VMs, unless somebody was manually doing it. Security-driven software modeling, modeled software solutions to flag Azure resources are non-compliant with company standardizations and triggered. Okay, this is good, right? This is like cybersec stuff or like compliance. This is like the boring stuff that is valuable. So I like to see this. Alerted. If you use something to like automatically trigger these alerts, like SNS or whatever the Azure equivalent is, like some notification service to automatically trigger these alerts. This is like a nice thing to include in here. Like what technology did you use to trigger these alerts and was it fully automated? Agile leadership for efficiency. Led cross-functional collaborations to improve efficiency. Improve efficiency. Get this out of here. Efficiency is a weasel word. When you say efficiency, it needs to be immediately followed up by what efficiency, and then you can delete the efficiency. Like led cross-functional collaborations using the Agile framework, which resulted in 70% faster deliverables or less stuff delivered that we didn't want, right? Like what actually happened here? Prioritize essential features and bug fixes during weekly meetings, resulting in a 10% reduction in backlog tasks. Okay, this is good. Just delete and improve efficiency, and you'll be good. Cloud infrastructure architected Citrix's on-prem Team City infrastructure migration to Azure Cloud by leveraging Terraform. Nice, Terraform. If I see Terraform, now also your resume should have the keywords infrastructure as code, right? Migration to Azure Cloud by leveraging Terraform infrastructure as code, and also put OpenTofu on here, which is the new name for Terraform, I think. It's like, it's just more keywords having a resume. Infrastructure as code and Terraform and OpenTofu are both like good things to have on there. Like if I'm just doing like a Command F, I want to see those. Okay, Synapse, enhanced client dashboard with UI functionality. Incorporated UI functionality into our client-facing dashboard, which now allows clients to lock specific users in React, resulting in 30% customer satisfaction. 30% customer satisfaction. I think you're missing a word. I feel like 30% customer satisfaction is horrible. You know, like 30% customer satisfaction improvement, I assume is what you meant to say. Because if you have 30% customer satisfaction, your customers are not happy, man. Also, like the general formatting on this resume could be updated. Yeah, okay, cool. Could be updated a little bit. Like for example, here you're missing a space. Like these are nits, but like when I look at a resume like this, right? Like I want to know that your work is going to be top quality, and like the resume you're giving me should also be top quality. So like when I see like no space here, it's like, okay, did this guy even like review his own resume before he like applied to this job? It's like just like clean up like these like minor grammar issues and like formatting issues. It'll go a long way. Like make sure there's always only one space. Don't capitalize words unless the end of sentence. Only have one sentence per bullet point. Okay, develop transactional logic that allowed users to view system trace, audit, and retrieval reference. Numerous credit card swipes later use relational linking to store and DB. Okay, so this is like your database design. Drafted design for unit tests using, yeah, this is better. Improved overall test coverage from 50 to 70. That's what I want to see. I assume like this is referring to something similar as up here, but this is phrased correctly. Amex, I love Amex. I want to get an Amex Platinum. I currently have a Chase card. Okay, revolutionize API architecture with GraphQL. Oh, GraphQL, understandable. Migrating. Oh, you got the gold. The gold is a better card than the platinum for like most things, unless you're traveling a lot. So, okay, design back tool for migrating REST APIs to GraphQL by building 10+ schemas. 70% increase in API requests. Nice. So, 70% increase in API requests. If I'm like in an interview, I'm wondering why you couldn't just make these requests to your RESTful APIs, right? Like, why was GraphQL the right solution here? And obviously, you don't have to answer this now, or it doesn't need to be on your resume, but like, just that's the kind of question that you're gonna get. Like, were your APIs throttled, but now your GraphQL layer allows for like composition logic before it goes to your front end? Like, why was this the right solution? Okay, streamline YAML file conversion. Build Python scripts regularly convert YAML. Okay, I would rebrand this as like created ETL pipeline. Like, I don't want to see you made Python scripts. Like, anyone like, okay, that's what you're doing, right? Like, that's what everybody does. You make Python scripts. But for like an industry level, you want to say like created fully automated ETL pipeline that converted weekly financial reports into beautiful dashboards that the VPs love, whatever, right? Like, make this sound a little sexier. Ensured comprehensive code test coverage with test-driven development, practice TDD. Okay, same thing as got up above. If you're like, you can say the same thing twice because it shows that you really know what it is, but like don't go too overboard with like saying the same thing twice. Like, I already know you can do test-driven development, so I don't really need to see it here again. Stripe live payment web app. Deployed Stripe API to allow concurrent users transactions to sample web page. Executed Node.js, develop mock marketplace, website infrastructure. You don't need this, man. Like, if you have 4 work experiences, like building a mock web app is just like, this is useless. I'd rather see another bullet point from any one of these other projects or other work experiences. Like, I would just delete this section and get some more data from JP Morgan. And then education. Yeah, I would move your skills and search down here. Overall, clean it up, clean up the formatting, make sure everything looks good. Like single sentence, spaces should be formatted correctly. Move these down. Start with your work experience. Put a little bit more. Delete your projects. And yeah, I think you'll be good. Your experience is good. I think like the good news for you, right, is you have a lot of opportunity in fixing your resume. So like when you update this, you should. I'm probably strong enough to get the online assessment, and if you can crack that, yeah. I mean, they're gonna. I assume you're like software engineer 2 at JP Morgan. Like if you apply to Amazon, they're gonna try to down level you to software engineer 1. That's just what they do. But you should be able to at least get like the bottom line. Okay. Alrighty, let's pop another one out here. Yeah, no problem, man. Okay. Right off the bat, 2 pages. And I never want to see a 2-page resume. 2-page resumes are, it's just don't do it. You can fit everything you need into 1 page. Like shrink this. Like I can read your name if it's size 12 font. It doesn't need to be huge. The aesthetics of your resume are like, don't build your resume for aesthetics, build your resume for machines. Like, because that's like the hardest gate to get past. If the machine approves your resume, then like somebody can read it, right? But that's like a whole nother deal. Okay, education up top. Okay, the only time I want to see education up top is if you're still in school, which you are, so this makes sense. Okay, so experience. Yeah. If your GPA is good, I told someone this earlier. If your GPA is good, put it on here. If it's not good, don't. So like anything over like a 3 on a 4.0 scale, or even like a 3.5, I would say is kind of the bar where I'd start including your GPA. Experience, industrial training. Developed an inference engine using OpenCV and OpenVINO for detecting and monitoring social distancing and pub from CCTV. Okay, this is pretty cool. I don't know what OpenVINO is, but it sounds like this is some kind of like visual processing. Like you're getting footage and you're performing some kind of AI analytics on it. I feel like you can put more here. Like, what programming language did you use? What models were you using? Did you develop your own like model for this inference engine? Like this feels like there's more to unpack. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I feel like this has potential for you to milk a little bit more out of it. Yeah. And you can explicitly like say computer vision in here. Computer vision is a valuable skill set. It's like, assume that I don't even know what like OpenCV and OpenVINO are. Like, you can list them. You should list them, right? Those are like the deepest level, but then start with like the highest level. Like developed a Python-based computer vision program to measure social distancing and accurately like describe this, right? Yep. You can also add data points. How many like videos were you processing? How many like gigabytes per second of video did you process? How did your system handle that amount of like concurrent video flow? Video is like heavy data. So like, how did your infrastructure scale to handle that? That's a good point. Yeah. Thanks. So yeah, this is good experience, but you can get more out of this. And you can also reduce your font everywhere. Like it's too big, right? Okay, Python automation for Gov data. Create a tool perform pure Python automation to analyze relevant augment university student credit and governmental demand information want to be submitted demand. Yeah, so overall, like I'm now just like scanning this. I don't see any data points like anywhere, right? So like every bullet point in the your ideal world, every single bullet point has data. It's not really realistic, but at least half per thing should have data. So like created a tool to perform pure Python animation. This tool is executed how often, right? Like the tool ran every day, it ran every minute, it ran 100 times per second. And this pure Python automation, if it augmented this information, like is this like an ETL pipeline? Is this a cron job? And like how much faster is stuff now that you've done this, right? Like are we saving 60 hours of government time per week, which is, worth some kind of monetary value, right? 60 hours of government time, assuming your government worker is making 50K or whatever, right? That's your entitlement number. That's how much money you're saving. This tool is capable of organizing and resolving multiple files in a single run. This is a useless bullet point. Achieve a certificate from the head of control examination. This is also useless. So like here, like similar to your bullet point above, I guess I assume you're looking for a software engineering role. If so, like this resume to me like doesn't read like you're looking for a software engineering role, right? Like you're not talking about the software. This is like a functional requirement, but it doesn't tell me like what you actually did. It didn't tell me that it was hosted on the cloud and it was built in Python and it can serve 1 million transactions per second. So like that kind of stuff is more like this is almost like you're going for like a PM role, right? Like update this more to talk about more about the code, more about the frameworks, more about the metrics. Okay, Smart India 2022 grand finalist, August 2022. Create a tool to perform pure Python. This is like the same sentence as above, right? This is literally the same sentence. This is also the same sentence. This is also the same sentence. I assume this is like a error. So we'll leave it for now. Linux Process Explorer, Bash, Python. Go to lightweight custom Linux tool for an incident response, malware detection. This is good, but still you're lacking metrics, right? Like this reads more like a Python, or not a Python, sorry, like a software developer resume. Now you're telling me what you did, or like what tools and technologies you use, right? Now I know that you can probably write me shell scripts, but then talk about that. Like you did your shell scripting, you did automation, you set up a Jenkins job, or Jenkins. I'm really such a boomer for saying that. But like you set up a Jenkins job to like do these things, right? And now that's like saving the company money. So like this is good. This is the best thing you have on your resume so far, like from like a wording perspective. Modern mobile forensic security focused LinkedIn. Yeah, see, you built an OS. Yeah, like this is cool stuff. This is good. So like this tells me you can do like deep backend work. You're familiar with Linux. You know about the kernel. You probably run Arch on your personal laptop. I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, this is good. This is more like what we kind of want to see up above. And again, you're still lacking metrics, right? Like when you say lightweight desktop environment, like tell me how this compares to Alpine or like a common distribution, something that I would know about. And is this actually useful at all? Like I assume it's not. It's probably just a project that you hack together. But like if it is useful, tell me why and what it is with real numbers. 30% less weight than Alpine. Secure cyber range. Design develops a real cyber range using Docker, Kubernetes. PF. This is great. This is good. Docker, Kubernetes. Now just expect if you have Kubernetes on here, I'm going to ask you about Kubernetes, right? I'm going to ask you about container orchestration, all this fun stuff. So build isolated VLANs for red team, blue team, vulnerable targets, Kali Land, Linux, Nort, Splunk, custom scenario playbooks. Okay. Whew, that was good. It was a long yap sesh. Yeah. Like these are good, but we're still. Yeah, I agree. Like the resume's only getting better as I go down. Like I actually think you have a really strong experience, but you're doing a horrible job of highlighting it. I'm sorry to say, but like you like the good news for you is once you fix up this resume, you're gonna have a way easier time landing jobs because like the resume is like, yeah, it's bad, but like there's a lot of room for improvement, which is good. Okay. Like here, right? You're using Docker, Kubernetes, all this kind of stuff. Like how much scale are you handling? Like this is Docker and Kubernetes. Like if you're looking for a DevOps role and you also know like shell scripting, automation, operating system, kernel level stuff, like that is great. You know what I mean? Like you're set up for like a DevOps role or a backend role. Like this is good. So make sure we include all that. Okay, stroke rehabilitation. Yeah, you got a Harvard medical grant for this? Like, bro. Yes, this is nuts. This is cool. Whatever tools and technologies you use for this, put them down, right? Like brain computer interface. Is this Python? Is this C? Is this some other proprietary framework? Whatever, right? Like whatever library you use for this should be on here, and then develop a web-based tool simulate rubber mouse, well distribution, augmentation. So your resume is obviously too long. So I would think about what you can cut out. Like you can probably cut this out, right? Like, and then you also want to make sure, yeah, the Harvard Medical Grant is really good. So start with your strongest thing, cut out things that are useless, don't include things that are redundant, right? So like, and also what's nice about this resume and what I can tell from reading it is you have a lot of experience, right? And a lot of like things that are actually good. So when you're applying to different roles, like highlight different things because you have the flexibility to play with that. So like if you're looking for a DevOps role, bring up your Docker, bring up your Kubernetes, bring up your shell scripting, right? If you're looking for like a Python developer role or like a data engineering role, okay, bring up your Python ETL pipelines. Bring up like your whatever, any kind of Python products you have, right? If you're looking for like a medical device role, you want to apply to Medtronic, Harvard Medical Grant. Like you have a lot of flexibility to like move these things up and down in your resume and highlight exactly what cat in here. Highlight exactly what you want for that given job. So that's kind of like a hidden tech too. Like if you're sitting here applying to hundreds of jobs with this resume, like don't bother. Pick the strongest things, start with your strongest, and I think you have a really solid chance. Nice. Yeah. I think a lot to work on, but it's good. Okay, let's pull up another one here. Okay, a bit of AI usage in the email. But yeah, thanks for sharing it. Okay. Formatting looks good off the bat. One page. Why do I feel like this page is like so long? Like, I can't tell if I'm tripping or not, but I feel like this is longer than like a page. Like if I printed this, I don't think it'd fit on one piece of paper. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. This is interesting. Okay, John Doe, software engineer, johndoe@outlook.com. Okay, is the person in the stream who sent this resume to me? I just want to make sure I'm like, because these people have like been waiting a while for this resume review probably. So if you're here, I'll review this. I don't want to like. Okay, cool. Okay. Read summary. Full stack engineer, 5 years experience, developing scalable, event-driven systems and responsive UIs using Java. Okay, that's good. Production systems in fintech and e-commerce domains, integrating secure APIs, microservices, and AWS. Collaborate across teams to improve performance and ship features in agile environments. This is good. This professional summary is good. I can clearly see that you are a real like full stack software engineer. Everything you're saying is relevant. This is a lot of skills. Like off the bat, this feels like a little much to have like a right at the top of your resume, right? Like your skills and education. Consider moving these down. Yeah, I know. We'll reconsider this once we look at your experience. Programming languages. Okay, this is pretty standard stuff. Spring Boot, React, social security. Postgres, MySQL. Cool. All this experience, like all of these technologies that I'm reading, like I haven't read one of these that I think is like not relevant. Like this is like a good skill section because everything you have is like relevant, right? So like, yeah, like all these AWS services, like these are the goats. These are the ones you want to know. So like this is good. And then I like how you have GitHub Actions for CI/CD, containerization, like perfect. The skill section is good. Education. Okay, you graduated in 2024 and you have 5 years of experience delivering scalable event-driven systems. Yeah, JSON, HTML, you don't really need those, but like if you're gonna have a programming languages line, like this is my 2 cents, right? You have a line for programming languages, you might as well throw on HTML and CSS. Yeah, you can ignore them if you have better things, but like you've already dedicated a line in your resume to this, so like why not just throw them on there? Like I've definitely seen job descriptions that are like, we want HTML. If you didn't already have a line that was like specifying these programming languages, I wouldn't put it on there. But because you do, it's like it's free space on your like it's free keywords, right? So it's like from an SEO perspective, it doesn't hurt. Okay, software engineer. So like, how are you software engineer 2? Okay, this is your master's. Okay, this makes sense. So professional experience. Developed case intake, evidence tracking, resolution microservices using Spring Boot. Okay, so you built microservices using Spring Boot and Java 17. This is good. Card disputes resolution platform. Okay, I assume it's like credit card disputes. Makes sense. Launched a real-time agent to dispute management dashboard with React 18, TypeScript, Tail, and CSS, enabling visualization. Okay, these are good bullet points. One thing that I always like knit on is like you have skills, right? And then they don't put those skills in their bullet points. So like I'm glad to see that all your skills are like clearly in the bullet points. Yeah, it's super packed. I don't have a problem with resumes that are packed, to be honest. Like you have a lot of information on here. It doesn't really bother me. Yeah. Okay. Implemented Redis caching and redefined JPA. Yeah, this is really good. Redis. I'm a fan of Redis. Did you have Redis up here? Yeah, Redis. Okay, cool. Reducing response times by 40%. If you had to do anything to like let's say you're caching, introduce like some cache invalidation or like some kind of issues at hand. Like if there's any kind of bugs that you dealt with like caching, those are good to call out here. Like caching is a major problem for people a lot of times. Or like how you handled cache invalidation too. Experience applied APIs for fraud detection while keeping Kafka. Big. Real-time disputes, decreasing handling time by 22%. Good. And like these numbers are realistic, right? I assume this is like some big company. 22% dead reduction in time is actually massive. So that's super nice. Maintain 60% plus test coverage with J5 and test. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So ECS, Fargate, and Docker. This is a great stack. I really like this. This is unit test coverage. I mentioned this earlier, but you can easily mention integration tests too, right? Because if you have a DevOps team and you have like AWS, I assume you have like a pre-prod environment. You probably have integration tests. If you dealt with those integration tests, it's worth mentioning. It's a good skill set to have. Software engineer to Company Z. I love Company Z. We architected a monolith and a Spring Boot microservices, cutting deployment failures by 20%, supporting 30K users on the company's B2C platform. Oh, B2C, okay. Spring Boot microservices. Okay, so you're clearly a microservices guy. You clearly did some architecture here. You could talk a little bit about how you like achieved a migration with zero downtime or whatever you did here to make this migration successful. High performance job and Hibernate backend modules for product catalog, cart, and order workflows supporting 300K plus monthly transactions, 5% increase. One thing that's always interesting, this must be role-based warehouse management dashboards. Yeah, this looks good. Designed to deliver role-based warehouse management dashboards across 3 internal teams. This is good. See, when you see across 3 internal teams, like people in big tech love this, right? Like the big tech operates in the world of like cross-team collaboration, Agile, Scrum. How much scope did you have? XYZ, right? There's so much like this is like key for like big tech FAANG. They're looking for stuff like this. React, Redux, Chart.js. Never heard of Chart.js. I assume it's something good. Directly collaborating with stakeholders. This is good too. Directly collaborating with stakeholders. This is your HR pleaser. Like you're indicating that you are a software engineer, but you also know how to interact with people, collect requirements, deal with ambiguity on your own, right? Like see that. Enhanced data layer through Postgres and MongoDB schema improvements, implemented Redis caching, reducing. This is perfect. You reduced API latency from 500 to 200 ms, right? Like that's, and this is obvious. Like this makes sense. Like you added caching, your latency was reduced. Like when I read this metric, I'm like, okay, this is a good metric. This makes sense. This is probably real. Improving system speed. What do you mean by improving system speed by 35%? Because when you say reducing latency from 500 to 200, I guess this is like, I'm going to assume your API is one part of your system. But you could say that this is like a, 200% improvement or like 60% reduction. So that's pretty good. And I don't know where this 35 comes from, but yeah, I'll assume it's that. Kafka basic event-driven system for order processing, inventory sync notifications, reducing service coupling, and improving resiliency during 3x traffic spikes. Yep, this is good. So like traffic spikes, like handling traffic spikes is something that you only like know about if you actually work in big tech, right? Or like actually work at a real job. So like it's good to know that you can obviously like deal with this. Like 3x traffic spike is actually pretty low, but like yeah, 99% uptime is good. 99.9. I don't know. I'd like to see at least 4 nines. I'm just kidding. Okay. CI/CD workflows, GitHub Actions, Docker, ECS, cutting manual deployment errors by 15%. Nice. This is a good metric. Like I assume you're tracking this with like tickets while mentoring junior team members on the automated deployment best practices. Good. This is your integration testing, right? Like you had CI/CD deployment workflows. Cool. Okay. I'm on testing strategy with JMeter, Postman, and JUnit, Mockito. Dude, I like Mockito, but I hate mocking stuff. It's just a pain. Cross-core model reducing production issues. Integrated secure payment processing with JWT. Damn. This resume is stacked. Like I see how you've got like 3 like FAANG interviews. Like you pretty much are checking off like every box for like what you would actually want to see. So like yeah, for you other folks watching, like yeah, this dude's pretty cracked, I'm not gonna lie. And like you can see that his numbers on here aren't insane. Like 22%, 20%, 10%. But when you're working with large scale, like 20%, like let's say your service costs you $1 million a month, 20% is a massive savings. So like we're not worried about looking, like you don't have to say you saved 80% or you reduced time by like XYZ, right? Like a 20% improvement is a great improvement. Yeah, no, this is really nice. Constructed backend API is a Java Spring Boot. And like you can tell, right? Like he's been doing Spring Boot his entire career. So like he's obviously seen the ins and outs, but he knows the problems. Like if you want a Spring Boot dev who does microservices, like that's what you're going to get. You know what you're getting. React components, 50 critical bugs, issues, data visualization with Postman, JMeter. Yeah, this last thing doesn't really like this bullet point is kind of like doesn't really do anything for me, these two. I mean, obviously it's fine. Just like you're basically resetting what you've already done. At least it tells me like kind of it gives you need this because it indicates that you have 5 years of work experience, right? Like this tells me that you were working in 2018. Academics, AI-powered stock photo generator. I don't think you need academic projects anymore. Like, obviously, they're not hurting you. I just don't feel like you need them. Like, you've been out of school for a while. I mean, I guess your master's. I assume you did your undergrad and graduated in 2018. But yeah, dude. I see how you cracked some FAANG interviews. Hopefully, you get in. Seems like you'd be good. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're going for the AI grind, but see, if you're going for AI, you need a little bit more than this. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to see, like, maybe you did an AI integration at your current company. Like, you integrated some sort of RAG chatbot or whatever. You did some anomaly detection. Like, you had implemented anomaly detection microservice on credit cards, which caught 30% of fraud or whatever, right? Like, but yeah, makes sense. If you just want the OpenAI keyword on your resume, makes sense. Yeah, this is really solid. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's do it. Oh, UT Austin. Okay. Big. Select the tab. Alrighty, we're back. Yep. Yeah, man, your resume was good. Good luck with the interviews. Like, yeah, you're cracked, dude. I think if you don't fumble the interviews, you'll be good. He'll be making your bag. Okay. Let's dive into this one. I think it's gonna be the last one I'm gonna do for today. This live stream's gone on a little longer than I intended. But I'll do another one of these. It was a good time reviewing some resumes. So let's get into it. UT Austin, low-key goated Austin. Shout out. Okay. Bachelor of Computer Science, GPA 3.7. First GPA I've seen, by the way. We got some academic slackers here. But yeah, 3.78, good GPA. This is worth putting on here. Courses, OS, CompArc, data structure, software engineering, performance committee. Yeah. You're still in college, right? You have till 2026, so I understand keeping your education up top. Languages, tools. Okay. Python, Java, Swift. Good. Oh, UV corn. This is goated, low-key. I like to see this on here. Alma Parse. A lot of AI stuff. Pydantic. Yep. Big fan of Pydantic. Oh, Slack SDK. Interest, machine learning, large language model. Oh, this is interesting. All right, I like this. Putting your interest in here to get all the AI keywords in. I see you. Pretty good. Okay, Amazon, software development intern. That's good. Yeah, hit me up on Slack. I assume you just started. Go get a coffee or something. It's free, obviously. Okay, press WAI. Developed update writer, large language model powered internal tool that automates monthly client reports via LangChain. Dude, the interns get to work on the coolest stuff these days, man. Like, every team is just like, oh, we have an intern, let's let them do some cool AI stuff. Like, why can't I do cool AI stuff like this? Yeah, this is cool. Automates monthly client reports, reducing manual, saving 50 hours every month. This is good. This is a nice bullet point. It's concise. It says the situation, says what you did. Seems you clearly delivered the results. Levers and Notion API for fetching and publishing reports to client databases. Slack API for real-time updates alerting. Deployed Google Cloud Run. Google Cloud? Hell no. Give me AWS. No, I'm just kidding. This is good. Cron job, Fast API. Yep, Fast API here. I assume you have Fast API in your skills. There you go. Auditing. Leverage. So I feel like you could get a metric on this, but I mean, you don't need to. And I like that this is perfectly like 2 lines. This is clean. You're not like wasting space on your resume. Auditing AI Copilot, approximately financial audit products. Parallel LM chains, Postgres. Yep, Postgres, big. Huge fan of Postgres. Highlight discrepancies in our report. This is good. I think you could still like say how quickly you generated the audit, right? Or like say how this helped your teams improve. Even like an HR thing, like, oh, the team loved this. Built a RAG chatbot to enable rapidly. Dude, how much AI stuff did you do at this job? Holy crap. Rapidly querying audit-related documents by partitioning files with unstructured and LLM shipment before ingesting the vector database. Good. You assume you have vector database up here. Direct the ideation and implementation of a value and suite for platform. Auto redlines NDAs via LLMs. Nice. Tested against 50 AI process NDAs. This is good. See, there's your testing. So you might be able to swing this as like a design too. Like directed ideation implementation. I would get like system design in here just to have the keywords. Walmart Global Tech. Walmart is actually kind of goated. Like having Walmart Global Tech on your resume, like we always meme about them on Amazon, but like it's a pretty good place to work. Like the pay is not bad. You learn a lot of stuff. Okay. Investigated the impact of two-stage migration to proprietary machine learning models in Python Google on the cloud platform. Conducting hyperparameter tuning. Dude, this is a lot of AI stuff. Like, I guess you were an MLE. Okay. That's really nice. Okay. I want to see an impact here. Like you investigated the impact and did you determine it was good? Did you determine it was bad? If you did determine it was good, did you do it? 3% increase, RSE, AUC, metrics of forecasting models, correcting for data sparsity. 3% increase. It's a small number, but I assume it was like a large scale. If you have a small number, but it's on large scale, right? Like if you can tie this like money, like 3% increase on 1 million transactions or on $1 million entitlement, right? Like, yeah, okay. 3% in prod. So tell me like what, that's really good, right? Like 3% is a good number. But tell me like what like the actual number was. Like the non-percentage number. Just if you can. Because that's probably gonna be more impressive than 3%. Recommend productionizing across US stores after earning a 2-month extension. Yeah, this is really good. That's crazy actually. Bro's intern projects in prod. Shout out. Dude, so many intern projects never make it to prod. Like my intern project got cooked. When I came back, it was pipped. I actually deprecated someone else's intern project like last week. I was like, sorry, bro. Okay. AI intern evaluated the feasibility of XYZ, negated the resource allocation. This is good. If you were like applying for a computer vision type job or internship, I would put a little more here. Right? Like so again, you have really good experience, so you have room to like play with these. So like when you're applying to different jobs, obviously you just got into Amazon too, so that's gonna be good. But like, you can adjust like which things are high on your resume and like how much you're putting for each one. So like if you're looking for a computer vision job, make 5 bullet points here and give me some numbers. But for this is fine. It shows me you had another internship. So okay, architect front end, back end of the ML pipeline. This is like literally the classic stock counts predictor. Nice. Managed 4 sways and 3 MLEs, contributing train. Okay, MLE, spearheaded, TensorFlow model, and 25K plus imaging, 83% accuracy. Yeah, this is nice too. This is good. This is just what you want to see on like just the numbers. Like what technology did you use? What was your processing data? And what was the result? This is nice. Also, like the aesthetics of your resume are nice. Like all your lines end for the most part like toward the end, but it's not formatted where that's like forced, if that makes sense. I like that. Led bilingual meetings for mentorship programming focusing on first year CS students and internet transfers, developing material covering suite fundamentals such as GitHub and full stack dev. Guided 15 plus students in a home automation system. Yeah, this is nice, dude. Like your resume is stacked. I'm not gonna lie. This is another one that's super cracked. Like, yeah, there's not even that much I can say to you, other than just welcome to Amazon. Good luck. I think you'll do well. Okay, I think that's about all I'm gonna do today. I'll probably hop on to another live stream, maybe sometime during the week, or yeah, dude, you're gonna be deep in the HLD process. That's like the first couple of weeks, like first 2 to 3 weeks is like it's kind of fun though. You learn a lot about system design and everything. But yeah, I'll go live another time. Maybe chat system design if people want to like bring any system design topics, or we could do a few more resume reviews, whatever people are looking for. I'll post it on my Instagram story. We'll see. All right. Peace, guys. Thanks for tuning in.